Yo, in this video we are going to replicate this insane scene
which was a dream for me not so long ago.
from one of AMR's Instagram reels inside Davinci Resolve. Let's get straight into it. In the edit page of Davinci Resolve, I'm going to create a new timeline. Uncheck project settings, go to format, use vertical resolution because this is an Instagram reel. Change it to 30 frames per second, create that. After creating the timeline, I'm going to bring my clip like this. Let's play that and see what we're going to be working on.
Which was a dream for me not so long ago.
Yeah,
Which was a dream for me not so long ago.
that's what we're going to be working on. So get a fusion composition. Make sure your fusion composition is the same, about the same length as the clip we want to replicate. I'm going to delete that and then open my fusion composition in the fusion page. I'm going to get the clip here and I'm just going to name that F2 AMR. Okay, I'm going to hit here one. It's going to appear on the first viewer here. So I'm going to go, come to where we're going to start. We're going to start this animation from around frame 22 here. Okay, so I'm going to get a background node. This background is going to act as a canvas for us to create our background. I'm going to get a background node, get another background node, connect this background to this background and change the background color to white. You see, we have that. In order for us to have these dark lines as it is here, I'm going to get another background node, get a polygon mask, connect the polygon mask to the background and the background to our merge one. It's going to appear here. I'm going to select my polygon. First of all, before selecting my polygon, I'm going to hit Ctrl G on the first viewer and Ctrl G on the second, so I know where I am. To turn on the guides, just hit Ctrl G. So I'm going to click here and click on another point here. Make sure it's about the same. Yes, like that. Okay, so go to the polygon. You see here, remove this animation here, and I'm going to take the border width to 0.05. Use 0.05 as border width. You're going to see that. Then in order to have this fade out and this fade out type of thing, we're going to increase the soft edge up to 0.2. Boom, you have that. Now we don't have to create two of them. What we are going to do is take the output of this background and connect it to the output of mesh 2. It's going to give you a third mesh 3. Come to mesh 3 and flip it. You see we have both here. Now that we are done with the background, since we are going to be working in 3D space, we're going to get an image plane for this background. Connect the background to the image plane, yes, and then we're going to get a merge node, a camera 3D and a renderer 3D for our 3D animation. So connect the renderer 3D to the media out and you take the media out to the second viewer. If you look at it, there is nothing on your view. Why? Because let's view this mesh 3 here. The camera and the camera and the image plane of the background are on the same plane. You see it here. If you see, there is nothing, everything is in one place. So you're going to go to the camera, go to the Z value and type 1.67. It's going to have that. Then come to the image plane. We're going to come to the image plane and take the Z value backwards. Good. See about here. Then we're going to take back this. Good. Now we have that. So we have to create this text, which was a dream for me, and add this stuff here. We're going to get a background node. This background is going to act like canvas. Take the alpha value down to 0. Get a text node. Connect the text node to the background. It's going to create this merge here. So take the merge to the second viewer here, and in the text type, which was the font I'm going to use is Helvetica artboard. I'm going to change the color to black, and I'm going to bump up the size till it fits the size of that one. You see, it kind of covers this entire circle and out of the circle. Boom. I'm going to go to transform, take it up to somewhere around here. I'm going to come to this text, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to write in this second text, I'm going to write a dream for me. Okay, come to the size and reduce the size. Make sure you connect it to this one and take it to number 2 here. Come to the text, reduce the size to about where you want it to be. The size should be around 0.13. Take it up to here. That's kind of good for that one. Let me take this one down. If we play it, you kind of see that it's an opacity animation for a word by word. That means A comes in, dream for me comes in. So how are we going to if we use a follower modifier? For example, you go to hit follower and you come to the follower here. Maybe you change the delay to 1, and you come to the first frame where it appears. Let's say frame 23, and you go to shading, keyframe the opacity, take it down to 0, and you go 1 2 3 4, take the opacity all the way up to 1. It's not going to work because if you play it now, it's going to be a ride-on animation. That is not what we want. So I'm going to go back here, remove this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a rectangle. For each of these texts. I'm just going to increase this one to about 100 so I can see what I'm doing clearly. Let me reduce it to 50%. Good. Let me reduce. Yes, I'm going to get a rectangle for each of these texts. If I reduce the level of the rectangle, it's going to reduce. So I'm going to quickly get 4 rectangles and arrange them, and then we're going to continue with our animations. So now I'm done with getting the 4 text. So we come to the first frame where we don't see any of the words, which is go to frame 23, and in the first rectangle, keyframe the level and take it down to 0. You see that A disappears. Then go to frame 29 and take it all the way to 1. Go to the second rectangle, keyframe the level and take it down to 0. Go to frame 34, take the level all the way up to 1. Then go to the third rectangle, keyframe the level and go to frame 40, keyframe it again, go back, take it all the way up to, yes. Then go to the last one, keyframe the level, take it down to 0 and go to frame 46 and take it all the way up to 1. If we start from frame 23 now and play, you see we have the same thing. Cool. I can now just fill this one here. I'm going to just make this one Control G, make that a group, so we have some space. Now that we are done with that, we have to add, I'm going to add this audio waveform on the same image plane. So I'm going to have an audio waveform here. I downloaded it from YouTube. So I'm going to take this one down, and I'm going to take this one up here, connect this one here, make sure I am doing it here. Boom. So you see that it is a green screen. How do we remove green screen? Shift space 3D clear. add that there. Then I'm going to click on this dropper here and click here. It's going to reduce it. It's going to remove the green screen. Don't worry about, oh, it's not that perfect. We don't need it to be perfect. So get a background node, connect the background to the 3D care, and it's going to turn black. So come to the operator and change it to in. You see that we have turned the audio waveform. I'm just going to name this one F2 wave, so that we know what we are dealing with there. Good. You can get a transform node, connect your transform node here, so that we can take it down here like that, down to where it kind of like sits, so we can reduce the size now. Yep, I think that's we can adjust that later if there's any problem. Now if you look at it, you're going to see that it is like a review of the waveform. So how are we going to do that? We're going to get a rectangle mask, connect the rectangle mask to this merge node here. So if we reduce the length, you see we have the same thing. We reduce the length, we have the same thing. So we're going to go to a frame where it's the animation starts. That is frame 19. We're going to go to the length of this one, keyframe the length, take it down to 0 and go to where it is stops. That is, go to frame 35 and take the length all the way up to 1. So then go to spline. We're going to take this to spline. Check that zoom to fit is, let's just hit S, select that S is out to around that level. So if we play it now, good, get an image plane and connect this one to the image plane, and then we can connect it to the merge node here. I'm going to take my camera up like that. I'm going to take my camera up here. Okay, now we can take this second viewer here. I'm just going to reduce the size, no, and do that. Go to the image plane of this one. I'm just going to reduce the size. See, it fits where we are kind of sitting now. Yep, that's better. You can even go to the rectangle and just turn on a little bit of soft edge. Good. Now that we have that one, so if I'm going to animate my camera now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get two transform nodes, two transform 3D. So I'm just going to click on my camera and shift space XF 3D, add that there, shift space again XF, and I'm going to add it, enter. In the first transform node, I'm going to F2, name it to scene 1. You're going to see how we're going to use it later. Scene 1. And in the second one, I'm going to name it scene 2. Good. So come to camera, come to the second transform node and go to frame where this animation starts. That is about frame 23. Keyframe the Z value and go to the last frame, that is frame 80. Just take it all the way back. I missed something. I'm going to go to, at this level here, at this level the image plane is like this, so I'm going to just take it back like that, so that it becomes very small, and you see that becomes very small. Now you see that we have this clipping issue, this canvas showing. We're going to go to the image plane and increase the size. Now we fix the issue. So we can now take our scene 2 camera into spline, zoom to fit, select all, S to smoothen it out. We might even just ease out a little bit better. Good. You see what that is doing? Yep. Good. So now the next thing we are going to add is not so long ago. We're going to add this not so long ago. Okay. So we're going to get a text. No, instead of getting a new text, let me just get it. Come to this text here, Control C, Control V. Here, change this to not so long ago. Same font. Get an image plane for this one. Connect the text to the image plane. I'm going to take it all the way up like that. I'm going to take it around here. And I'm going to connect it to this 3D merge here. Come to the text and change the color to. You can pick this color from here. Good. If you look at it, where this our text is, where this our waveform is sitting is not the right place where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to come here, uncheck this hue size, and then I'm going to increase the x axis, and I'm going to take it down to somewhere around here, and I'm going to come to this text. I'm going to take it down to about here. Yeah, I'm still going to come to this transform. I'm going to reduce it again. Oh, you see there's a clipping issue. Oh, it's because of this rectangle. We have to take the rectangle down. This rectangle here. We have to. Okay, good. Reduce the rectangle down, so we can then take it a bit down again. Good. So in order to, let's try to animate this not so long ago text. You see that it comes and it's like fading in, which is a follower modifier. We're going to go to this text, go to right click here, hit follower, and go to the modifier. You can change the delay to about 0.5 for now, and go to shading. We're going to go to where it starts, go to about frame 52, keyframe the opacity, take it down to 0, and go to maybe frame 55 and keyframe it again, and take it all the way up to 1. So it's going to appear like this. Now if let's go to where we see, okay, not so long ago. Now we're going to go to our timing, try to modify it to try to modify this fade in to align with this one here. So I'm going to try to reduce this one somewhere around here. Okay, this is the same thing. I'm going to try to change this color, go to this text and change this color. Good. Now that is better. The text has its own movement, so I'm going to just shift space, and I'm going to add a transform to VG, enter. Okay, where we don't see it at frame. Okay, at this frame I'm going to keyframe the Z value, and till the last frame it's where it moves and goes and stay, and it's stable. Now go to the last frame, keyframe it again, then go to the here. I'm going to reduce the Z value till about here. Good. I'm going to take it down like that. Yeah. Then I'm going to go to the first frame. I'm going to take the Z value all the way until we don't see it. Yes. So if we play it now, Good. That's what I'm talking about. If we played our animation now, you're going to see that we have the same kind of good. We just need to take this one into spline, zoom to fit, and ease out that one like that. We're going to ease out. Good. The next thing we have to add here is this waveform here. So we're just going to copy these nodes from here, except the rectangle, and Control C, Control V. So get a background node for this one. Turn the alpha value down to 0. Connect it to this one. If you don't connect it, it's not going to appear on your screen. Then you get an image plane. Connect the image plane to this. Connect the node to this image plane and connect the image plane to the good. It appears here. So come to this one. We're going to reduce the size a little bit. Not the Y size, I think. Yeah, because this one seems a bit longer. Now I'm going to come to the end and arrange it at that level. So at the end, you see that it is, I'm still going to get a trans XF, and I'm going to add that one there. So I'm going to arrange it from here so that I can keyframe the transform. I'm going to take it up. I think it's yes, okay. And I'm going to go to the transform, reduce this X till about there. Good. I'm going to take it a bit down here. Good. So come to the transform, keyframe this position, and then go to where it appears. You see it appears on the screen around frame 56. Take the Z value all the way to, yep, like this. Then take this one into spline, zoom to fit, select all, S, and we can ease out just a little bit. So if you play that now, you see that coming in like that, the same thing. So I'm just going to, I have a screenshot of this watch here. I have a GBF file of the watch, but you know Davinci Resolve does not accept GBF. You have to use Blender, and that's not something for this video. So I just got a screenshot of the clock, and we are going to animate the rotation. And I'm going to get 2 of them and connect it. Then when I'm done, we're going to do the animation together. So let me just quickly do that. So I'm done with the animation. So I'm just going to keyframe this here. I'm going to keyframe maybe X, Y, and Z movement. I'm going to keyframe the rotation at this level, and here I'm also going to do the same thing. I don't know which one I'm going to use, but I'm just going to keyframe everything. I'm just going to keyframe everything, and we're going to find out which one is which one. This is actually here, and if we come here, this is where we want it to be at this point. So we go to where it appears here, right? Okay, at frame 52, we're now going to take it out of this, like we're going to change the rotation. So we're just going to take it out of the screen. Then for this one, we're going to, this is it here, it's going to be here. Go back, So at frame 36, we're going to take it out of the screen. We're just going to change the rotation like that. So if you play it now, good. Good. You see the move, we have the same movement. So what we need to do now is just select all both of these, go to spline, zoom to fit everything, and just hit S. We're not going to concentrate on that much. So for now, we are done with the first scene. Don't worry, you're going to see the animation at the end of the. Let me come to this one. Okay. Good. I think that's okay. So now we are done with the second scene. If you look at it now, I think we have the same thing, the exact same thing. Okay, now here I'm going to change the rotation at this level from here. I'm going to change the rotation. So if I come to frame 23 where our animation has to start. Now one thing I forgot, I almost forgot something. If you look at this, if you look at this, which was a dream for me, it kind of like starts from above and bounces. So we have to do that animation here. We're going to do it here. Just add a transform here, transform 3D, and we're going to look at where it starts. It starts from the first frame that it appears. We're going to keyframe the Y offset, the Y translation, and go to frame 30. We're going to keyframe it again. Keyframing it here is because this is the level at which it is. So go to the first keyframe, which is frame 23, and take it just a little bit up, so you have that bounce. Good, you have that bounce. Now take this into spline, smooth it out, hit S. Good. Now in order for us to create this first scene, which is a little bit easier than what we just created, I'm going to come to this frame, which is frame 22. I'm going to go to frame 23, go back to my edit page, and I'm going to cut this here, right? Then I'm going to take this first part into the fusion page. In the fusion page, I'm going to delete every single node except I'm going to delete every single node except the one, this wave. You get me? Why am I not deleting that one? Because if you look at it, the animation of the waveform starts from here. It starts here, and why is the wave not showing? Because there's no background here. So if I take a background node, turn the alpha value down to 0 and connect it here, yes, you see we have to have this animation at this level here. So I'm going to delete this one. So I'm just going to quickly delete everything and then we will continue. So if you have deleted everything like me, you're just going to be left with scene 1 and this wave here like that. So what do we need to create again? We're going to create to work with them. So for this scene, to get a text, change the font to the same font. We're going to use the same font, Helvetica, add bold, and make sure the color is white. Get an image plane for that and connect it to this merge here. For now, let's just view the text in our media, and I'm going to write to work with them. Then come to this anchor, change it to this align, take it and I'm going to increase the size of the text. Maybe take it to this side like that. Boom. I might also reduce the tracking, line spacing. Good. And then I can take it up. Like that. Good. So that's the first text. The next thing we are going to do is get a background node, turn the alpha value down to 0, get another text node for this one, all. I'm going to connect it here, make sure I write all here. I'm going to change the color to black. Make sure I'm viewing this on the viewer here, and I'm going to increase the size like that. The font I'm going to use here is Alex Brush. I think that's the closest font I found to be close to what he used in that animation. I'm going to go to change this size to about 0.7, and I'm just going to arrange it like maybe 0.8. Good. I'm going to arrange it, take it down like that, take it down there. Make sure you add a full stop at the end. You see there's a polygon, there's a line under that one. So how do we get that line? Get a background node, get a polygon mask, connect your polygon to the background, connect the background to this one. Make sure you're viewing it here. Select your polygon and just replicate this line, draw points like that, and that. We have the same thing. Now come to the polygon, remove this keyframe and change the border width to 0.2. Good. 0.2. You can reduce that if you want, and change the background color to white. If you look at that, there is glow to it, to that line. So shift space and you add glow, you add that there. Good. So we can even reduce the border width again. Good. Now if you look at it, there's a write on animation for the polygon. Go to frame 8, keyframe the length at 1, and then go to frame, I think it's frame 2 or frame 3, and take it down to 0. You're going to see this appearing here. Keyframe the length here, take it down to 0, go to the next frame and take it all the way up to 1. Boom. Now we're going to take this one into spline, uncheck the level and select all, hit S. Now we're just going to arrange it in a way that it just kind of fits. Good. Now we have that animation out of the way. So get an image plane, connect your image plane to this one and connect it to your merge 3D. Now you can view that there. So we're just going to reduce the size of this one to about there. I'm also going to come to this image plane and reduce the size and reduce the Z translation till it fits. Yeah, good. I think that is better. Next thing we want to do is animate our camera and go to camera scene 1. You remember we added two transform nodes here. So go to camera scene 1. We're going to animate our camera. Go to frame 2 and keyframe the Z translation. Then go to the end where it kind of appears all. And I'm going to keyframe the Z translation again and take it all the way out. Right. Like that. But if you look at it, you're going to see that the all has changed its position down. So we have to keyframe at this last position, at this last keyframe, which is frame 22. Keyframe the Y translation, and let's go to where it starts. It kind of starts. which is like frame 16. We're going to keyframe the Y again and go to the last one and take it down a bit. Yeah, here we are going to have to increase this text. With that, we can go to spline with this one. Let's just do the first one. Hit S. 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 So now we have to add our background, this kind of background. If you look at the animation, it does not, the background does not shift, the background stays in place. So how are we going to do that? We get a background node, connect the background after your render 3D, go to the background, change the background from solid color to gradient and from linear to radial. Bring this circle in here and take this one outside like that. Then change this color. You can just pick the color from the screen. I think that's okay. And if you play that now, okay, then come to this merge node and change the operator to under. Now if you play your animation, you're going to have the same thing. Good. That is what we have. So if I go back to the edit page now, good, so if we play our animation now, this is what we have.
Oh, which was a dream for me not so long ago. Oh, which was a dream for me not so long ago.
Good.
Oh, which was a dream for me not so long ago.
Let me play it again.
Oh, which was a dream for me not so long ago.
So that's it for our animation. I hope you learned something out of this video and see you until the next one. Take care. Bye bye.